Today's video is going to be a little bit different. While it is an Albion video, it's more of an e-celeb drama kind of meta video for Albion. You're not going to learn any kind of... You might learn a little bit here because I will do a few demonstrations regarding fame and fame credits. But other than that, all we're going to be doing is talking about a video created by Sammy Medina titled SwoleBenji Albion Online Most Hated Player Explained. And I'm going to break it down. Now, I'm kind of afraid of showing other people's videos. I'll show still images, but, you know, YouTube is just how it is. So the first thing that I want to just, I'm going to just kind of disprove and break down a lot of things here. But first thing is, in his video, he does this little edit where he takes one of my videos, and it's, all I can see is the time of the video, 1 hour and 8 minutes, and then the title had YZ Mists Albion Online. He shows that this video in particular had 548 dislikes. Well, turns out that, no it doesn't, because here's the video, 1 hour, 8 minutes, 55 seconds, Big Profit and Fame in YZ Mists. It actually only had 46 dislikes, so either his add-on is completely wrong, because you have to have some sort of weird plug-in to see dislikes. Like, I can't go see other people's dislikes without some sort of tool. Or he made it up to try to make me look bad, which, I don't know why he would do that. Maybe because I ganked him once in a yellow zone. He also goes on to say that many of my videos have huge dislike ratios, or that they're massively downvoted, whatever. But the truth is that it's not entirely the case. Yes, very specific trolling videos will upset the community. Like, for instance, you know, like going around, you can see here this one, taking hostages in Albion Online. This has a 53% like to dislike ratio. 213 people disliked it, 242 liked it, and let me just tell you right now, this is actually one of my favorite Albion Online videos, because I make videos either for a past version of myself that could use the info, a future version of myself that has long forgotten the video game and needs to relearn it, who better than to teach the game than myself, and to create everlasting funny memories that I want to preserve like a scrapbook. And this is one of them. Taking hostages in Albion Online is me and some bros from my Discord. We had a hell of a time. We were laughing. It was very memorable. It's something that I probably won't forget. If I live to be like 60 or 70 in an old folks home rotting away, I'll be like, yeah, remember the time in Albion Online we held that guy hostage and he couldn't leave because he didn't know how to throw, you know, like he was overweight, whatever. You get the point. I don't give a damn that half the audience disliked this video because it's one of my favorites, and I make the videos primarily for me, and no, that's not a cope. Also, the way the editing makes this comment look like is that someone left this comment on one of my videos. I actually searched for this comment. I searched for the term "I wish it stayed," and this is the only comment that I got with that search query. So I don't know if it's on someone else's video. They got 875 updates and 17 replies. Who knows? He goes on to say, my story began in WoW Classic, which I guess for this channel it technically did, but I had been making videos long before YouTube existed. Hell, before Google existed. I know that makes me sound old as fuck, but it's true. I have been making, like, I used to, like, record videos on VHS tape. I would, like, play Mortal Kombat 2, and I would, you know, do, like, the double VHS thingy, and record all the fatalities, and then, I learned how to rip VHS footage onto a computer, and then put it online, which back then you had to put videos on a file hosting website, and then hopefully the people on whatever forum board you were at had the codecs to be able to watch it. It was a wild, wild west back then. This part actually kind of upset me a little bit. I know it might be a troll, but he says that the lowest quality content was pumped out, and he's showing Punkrat. So here's the story with Punkrat, right? I found his channel when it was a literal baby starter channel. It had a funny edit with, like, the Matrix and Pepe's dodging, like, hateful comments or something. I forget exactly, but he had the right personality that fit mine, and he was an awesome lad, and his content actually was very well made and very informative. It delivered exactly what it said it did immediately when you watched the video. It didn't pad things out, but he quit playing WoW because it's video games and it's a niche audience. Guess what Punkrat went to become? And, like, he became a massive super YouTuber. I'm not going to spoil his actual channel, but I'm going to show you his channel stats. Look at this, okay? He gets almost 27 million views every 30 days. He's gaining 30,000. He's over 1 million subs on his new channel, and his channel is politics related. And he pumps out about 80 videos every 30 days, about 3 videos a day, all 8 minutes long. And do you know how much money this makes? This is an insane amount of money, okay? So 1,000 views for his niche is anywhere from $3 to $11. So if you take 27 million and you divide it by 1,000, and then you multiply it by just $3, that bro's almost he's getting a new freaking Corvette every month. All right, and yeah, he completely made it. That guy is mega successful. He says that I took advantage of the clickbait. No, see, the thing is, Punkrat taught me a whole bunch of stuff about YouTube that I had no idea about, and that helped me massively grow my channel. Now, I will say, I don't think I met Punkrat around this time that this video was made. This video, let me explain my process of video creation. This video is me doing my own research so that when WoW Classic actually came out, I would have all of the knowledge and all of the research already completed so that I would be ready to play it as hard and as fast as possible, because I've always told myself, if I was ever able to travel back in time, the one game that I would play, because, like, think about it, if you went back in time and you woke up one day, you were 6 years old all over again, right? Would you watch all the same movies all over again? Would you play the same video games? And the answer is probably not. You would be bored of it. You already know what happens in Star Wars. You already know what happens at the end of the Matrix. Why go to the theater and watch it again? So why play the same damn video games over and over again? You've already played them in your first playthrough, your first life, right? But for me, World of Warcraft would be that one game that I would replay if I was reborn once again. And so WoW Classic was that opportunity. So I wanted to be fully prepared and fully just have all the knowledge that I possibly could. And I hate questing in video games, especially World of Warcraft. So, of course, I'm going to make a guide on how to just grind in the best places possible for the rogue class. And what do you know, all the big streamers, Asmongold, Stay Safe, etc., all reacted to the video. They all shared it, some negative, some not. And, of course, the algorithm, like, no one else made this guide. And it was, hey, it turns out that a lot of people felt the same way about the game. They didn't want to quest because questing is cringe and requires stupid add-ons and a whole bunch of Googling and wow-heading, and why not just kill mobs while you watch anime and listen to music and watch movies? That's way more chill, and it's not, yeah, it's slower than questing, but it's way less work. It's so much less work, and guess what? This video, these views, they don't come from Asmongold Bump or, you know, whoever. They come from search results. People searching for a grinding guide. And this isn't clickbait. That, like, everyone that did this guide that wasn't a complete shitter was able to get these numbers in 2 days /played very easily. So it delivered on its promise, and that's why the video got so many damn views. Also, I just want to say that anyone is free to use my footage. I will not copyright strike you down. I will not flag your video down. There's been plenty of people that have ripped my footage, you know, and made fun of me and bullied me, and I don't give a damn. I think it's funny. I think it's actually hilarious. I will never copyright strike anybody. Just don't take my entire video and just re-upload it, okay? You gotta transform it in some way. The only times I've ever asked, like, I've never copyright struck anyone, but the only times I've ever asked people to actually take my videos down is when they upload my entire video, and then at the very end, they put a hack website advertisement or gold selling website. I'm like, bro, you shouldn't be doing that, okay? I'm gonna give you, like, a couple weeks to take that down before I move forward, and most of the time, I don't move forward anyway, just because that's a big hassle, and I'm lazy, and it doesn't really hurt me. Yeah, it hurts the poor sucker that's browsing on their phone and thinks that one of my videos is teaching them how to download hacks or something. I understand that, but you know, most of the time they comply because I'm nice and I ask politely, and they don't want to get their channel nuked. So, you know, for anyone else watching this shit, you can just take my footage. That's fine. You don't have to do this crazy edit and stuff like that. I'm totally fine with you using my footage. After all, if you use my footage, it will have the watermark on it. So don't blur the watermark, though. Come on, don't be a jerk. I never viewed YouTube as a gold rush. It was a game that I wanted to play, so I played it. The whole point of playing Foxhole was because it's entirely run by guilds and clans, and I wanted to make them seed as much as possible before getting banned. And because it was an interesting game, I wanted to play it because it looked fun. Of course, when I tried to play it legitimately within my first couple hours, I was just being dunked on by clannies, clan ban bad. That game is dead as hell anyway, but I will always make videos on games that I find interesting and fun, and let me show you, like, one of those, okay? We're gonna go to Steam Charts, I believe is the website. We're gonna go to Minecraft Legends. I actually like this game. I think this is a great game. Guess what? 31 people currently playing. I made like 25 to 30 videos. They got no views. They got like maybe 500 views each because it's a dead game. The game never succeeded. It is, also, I'm not from Nebraska. Ignore those advertisements, but... the point is that I will always make videos for a game that I enjoy and that I currently play. I won't make videos for games that I genuinely don't enjoy. I'm not making videos for games that I hate just to be able to eat. Okay, I guess Albion Online is that one game. I actually really enjoyed Lost Ark. Lost Ark was a phenomenal game. It looked very pretty. I loved the gameplay. I actually enjoyed the PvE. Most games I only play to grief and troll, but this is a game that I would love to actually play with a competent guild, if they could, you know, stand my quirkiness. But the problem with Lost Ark is that it's run by Amazon on the West, and the culture is completely different from the Korean servers, which I did play, by the way. And the botting killed that game completely. It just, gosh, man, that's the biggest L ever. So part of the reason why I made daily uploads, it was a challenge to myself to see if I could stick to doing one thing, because I always live a very chaotic life. I don't like schedules. I don't like planning. I like to just do things spontaneously, right? And so this was just like, well, how long can I actually keep this up? And it was just like a challenge to myself, but also, back in the old days, you know, you had like PewDiePie and stuff, and a lot of their success was attributed to daily uploads. Whereas now I've learned more about how YouTube works and the current algorithm and the systems, and daily uploads don't do anything for you anymore. Here's another thing that I would love to talk about, and I've talked about it in many videos, but the quality of videos is not important to me. It is not important to the viewer, and let me show you what I mean by that. So you can learn either pretty quickly or a long time that quality does not always get you the views, but also because my videos are primarily aimed for teaching a previous or a future version of myself how to play the game, they're not so much for entertainment. You can waste a lot of time on editing and get nowhere. I want to show you an example, and this is one of my favorite Arcade PvP videos ever made. It's made by Spaw, and it's called SwoleBenji. This video is masterfully edited. This dude spent like 3 months, probably 8 to 12 hours a day editing this absolute masterpiece. 4.2 thousand views. 4.2 thousand views for massive time editing, whereas other Arcade videos at the time, 8 years ago, were getting hundreds of thousands of views for just doing slash dance in a level 1 zone speaking like a pirate. I'm not even kidding. Those absolute low effort videos got hundreds of thousands of views. And partly why I also do YouTube is to try to make friends, and for my own amusement, really. And spending months making a masterpiece of an edit. Like, a lot of my highly edited videos in WoW, like, there was one where I do, like, the Lunar Festival, and I think I spent 2 weeks editing that thing, and it got no views, and yeah, it's an okay video, the edits are okay and stuff, but editing, doing all the, like, I think later you show your editing timeline, and yeah, there it is, and, oh my god, dude, like, I think you maybe spent 4 to 6 days probably on this video from at least looking at the dates and stuff. You could have just shat it out in one recording, and you would still get the same amount of views and get the same point across. That's just how I see it. For me, like, my time is very limited. I'm going to die at some point, probably sooner than a lot of people realize, so I'm trying to make the most of my time. I know you're showing the Minecraft Legends videos, and you said they're all made the same day. They're all uploaded the same day. I think I spent weeks recording and researching all of these different topics. Yeah, actually, no, it was more like 3 or 4. Like, as soon as Minecraft Legends came out, I started just massively doing research on it, and I didn't upload these until a month later. The game was already long dead by then, so it's whatever. But absolutely, my record for making videos, from recording to editing to, you know, tag title thumbnailing, uploading, all that stuff, I've been able to do 18 in a single day. But that was maddening. I had a massive rush of energy and creativity and, just dopamine just flooding out the wazoo. That's not going to happen. Normally, maybe a video, like 1 or 2 videos a day. I don't know, man. You say it's not optimal, but it is when you are targeting search results. And that is if someone types, like, I can try it right now. I probably didn't rank, but we go to YouTube on a private browser. And I'm going to type Minecraft Legends Stun Tower. And I just want to learn more about the Stun Tower. Oh, look! First result. 56 views, though. But hey, if anyone who plays this game and they want to learn about the Stun Tower, boom, I'm the first result. And that's pretty optimal if the game was alive and thriving and if people actually searched for what the hell the Stun Tower does in that game. And here's the thing, I played Albion for years before uploading my first Albion video, so I already had a plethora of information. If you actually dig through some very ancient YouTubers' comment sections, including Lupac and a few others, you will see me in there as SwoleBenji asking questions, because I was a newbie once and I wanted to learn the game too, just like everyone else. Alright, and then you show Mogdun, which, here's the thing, right? If Mogdun started when I did, he would just clean sweep me. I would be, literal who, and he would be the big boy, right? Because of his charisma and his editing and his knowledge and all that kind of fun stuff. Absolutely, and he's a likable guy. However, that's boring. Being the likable guy, that's what I am in real life. I'm the guy that everyone counts on. I'm the yes man. I'm the guy that everyone likes, everyone wants to invite, for whatever reason. I'm always the first go-to guy, and it gets boring, being a doormat, I'm not saying that Mogdun is a doormat, absolutely not. I'm just saying that being a likable, nice guy, when you do it in real life, why would you want to do it online? That's boring. You be the freaking villain for once. It's a virtual fake pixel world. You can be a bad guy in a video game. It's not like you're being a bad guy in the real world. It's funny. It's memorable. Also, you should never view YouTube as a competition. Here's a channel called Kibbles Gaming, aka Video Game Data Bank. And I noticed his channel when he started making cyberpunk content way back in, 2021? I forget when Cyberpunk 2077 came out. But the point is he was a little baby channel, and he was making similar content to mine. And look at him now. He's 118,000 subscribers. And check out his stats. He's getting he was getting about 6 million views a month. He's putting out 50 videos. If I looked at YouTube as a competition, I would just quit, because this guy is smoking me completely. Like, if this dude covered Albion, he would get way more views, and he's got the same style, very quick thumbnails, one-shot recordings, hit record, speak in the recording, upload the video, and he is destroying me in terms of view counts. If you look at my channel, you'll notice that I'm barely at a million. Do you really want to destroy so he is 6 times. Okay, I don't mean to speak over myself, but you get the point. YouTube is not a competition, and you should look at it like this, right? Instead of being like, oh, I have the best apple pies in town, and then someone else comes along and they sell crappier apple pies. Well, why would anyone want to eat the crappier apple pie? You should see this as, oh, more pies. More pies is good. I like more pies. I'll eat the good apple pie, and then I'll eat the not-so-good apple pie, and I'll be happier than I was with just the one apple pie. So this Zizun guy, he made this thread 2 years ago because I kicked him from the Discord for weird furry diaper reasons. That's all I'm going to say on that. Alright, so a lot of people want to say that my content is deceptive, and I'm going to break it down and show you that it's not, using in-game examples, but we'll get to that. So, Sam Media asks, how do you come up with a farm video or a new idea for years? And the answer to that is reruns. So, I'm going to break this down because this one's kind of funny. The top video, Why You Shouldn't Do Yellow Zone Mists, explains in the video. I'm just going to save you the 52 minutes. It's a let's play, it's not so much a guide. But essentially, don't gather and fame farm at the same time, because if you're fame farming and gathering gear, you're getting subpar fame. Also, you're weak to other players who could just beat you up in their 8.4 gear. Obviously, that's stupid. But what you should do is, if you go into the Yellow Zone Mists before the nerfs, because this did get nerfed, you can beat up everyone in full 8.4, take all the chests, and get those caches, and I know I say it cache, whatever, and and make $1 million per hour in silver and have fun while doing it. So yes, it is big profit. The fame is okay. There is better ways to fame farm, but obviously, I'm not contradicting myself in these 2 videos. You have to actually watch the videos to get the gist of it. So, yeah, I don't see a problem with this. So one of the biggest critiques, like Sammy says, is the fact that I calculate combat fame credits as fame, and he tries to say that's wrong because if you're wearing a full set of equipment, that it's actually more, but it's not, and I'm going to show you right now. So first, we will start with 10. We're going to use 10,000 fame as our calculation. If you are wearing a full set of gear, when you use a fame tome, that's 10,000 fame, you will have 10,000 fame applied to your helmet, your chest, your boots, your offhand, your weapon, for a total of 50,000 fame. And you can also argue that this would be 100,000 fame, all right, 100k, if you also need the masteries, which after like 2 to 3 days of playing, you don't need anymore because, yeah. But at the same time, why would you fame farm in something very inefficient? But who cares about all of that stuff? Let me show you exactly why combat fame credits are superior. So here we are in-game. I have a 10k fame tome, and everything I am wearing is maxed out. You can see that they all have the golden or the diamond specialization. So let's take a look at my combat fame credits here and just get that on the screen. That is 121,528 and 86 combat fame credits. Okay, there we go. And let me just, again, pop that on the screen there for you. And now, with auto-respec turned on, we're going to use the tome, and let's see how much that jumps up. Okay, so there's the 10,000, all right. And we're going to wait for that number to change, and then we're going to type in the number that it changed afterwards. So after, we're at 121,544,486. And let's pop up a calculator now. 121,544,486 subtracted by 121,528,086 is, and that's how much combat fame credits we just earned. So earned, I can't spell. Combat fame credits, 16,400. So let's break that down. And you're gonna say, well, SwoleBenji, that's way less than fame tomes. You lose. Sam Media's right, and no, it's not, because let's now distribute the same amount into our gear. So now let's get the same results by putting the combat fame credits into all of the equipment. So for those that don't realize, combat fame credits at its lowest conversion rate is 1 combat fame credit is 2 fame to your weapon. So it will take 5,000 combat fame credits to give you 10,000 fame on your weapon. Alright, but for everything else, it's less, okay? For chest, 2,500 combat fame credits will give you, again, 10,000 fame to the chest. And so on and so forth. Helmets even less, and then, of course, offhands even less. So, for the same amount of fame, which it cost us 10,250 combat fame credits, I believe I did that math correctly. Maybe I'm wrong. We can do it live. 5,000 plus 250 plus 1,250 plus 2,500 plus 1,250. 10,250 combat fame credits to get the same results. And check it out, we have 6,150 combat fame credits left over that we can still spend and level up even further beyond. And you may be arguing, but what about mastery? Okay, mastery is the same way. All right, so obviously, if you don't have high mastery or mastery 100, then it might be slightly better. But again, your first couple of days of playing, this is gonna be 100. All right, if you play correctly and you play right. But at the same time, the argument is, in this entire instance, is that you should wear the set that you want to level up. So let's say you're an idiot and you want to level up and like Dagger Pair. Dagger Pair is not fast for PvE. You cannot speed grind combat fame using Dagger Pair, okay? Or even worse, Double Bladed. It's not as bad anymore, but it's still pretty damn bad, okay, to grind out. Or like, let's say like Blazing Staff or Dawn Song. These are not weapons you ever want to use while grinding mobs or dungeons, ever. Or you can just put on the Shadowcaller set and AoE down static mobs or group dungeon mobs and not give a shit and farm so much faster, okay? The fastest, most reliable, most trustworthy players, being like Big Lips McGee and a few others, they cap out around 2.5 million fame per hour. Whereas I can farm statics with premium active Also, I think I have a reward here. I'll just take that real quick. That is 500 gold. Thank you so much to my loving fans. I'll just sell that now for 3 million silver. And there we go. Thanks to the silver lads. But essentially, what I'm saying is that you are being way more efficient spending combat fame credits to level up, even on a full set of gear. And the argument was made that new players won't be able to do this. And yes, they can if they just stay in yellow zones and they build their wealth and they build their power up. I was able to get 8.3 gear on my 3rd day on East as soon as the servers open, and not the head start. And remember, 8.3 gear on East was like 20 times more expensive than it is on West, and I was still able to do it. And that is simply because I gathered for hours and hours and hours to build up my wealth, and I grinded yellow zone mobs for hours and hours and hours to build up my specialization and mastery, and then I was able to combine both grinding sessions to secure a set so that I can fame farm the most efficient way possible and save myself time. It is far faster to do a little bit of investing and then ride that investment for the entire rest of the years that you play this game than it is to put on a stupid dagger pair set and go try to farm, black zone or whatever. You argue that black zones have way better rewards than yellow zones, and yes, on an individual one-to-one basis, if I kill one enemy in a black zone, I will get more fame and silver than in a yellow zone. However, as a guildless solo player, if I go to the black zone, I die. I have to run from enemies, there's way more competition, and you could also argue that the bots are currently messing up yellow zones, and that's slightly true. But the point is that in the yellow zone, I will never be at a loss of time. Whereas in the black zone, if I am having to run from players, if I am dying and having to re-gear, that is a loss of time. And in the long run, the turtle beats the hare, so to speak. So the whole thing, I can rant so long about guilds and why I don't join them. So let's do that. This is going to be a long segment, okay? And I'm going to do it all in one take because I'm going to prove to you that that's just how it is. I have been trying to play in guilds my entire freaking life as early as like 9 years old, okay? And for one, I come from the ghetto. Most people that played on the internet or video games back then were very wealthy people who went to college, people that had higher educations, lived in gated communities, lived in actual houses and not trailer parks or hotels. These are people that, to me, had a privileged and completely different life. When they went to school, they weren't in constant danger of drug dealers, guns, stabbings, and being beat up by gang members. They went to a school where there wasn't metal detectors and police constantly in every hallway monitoring the kids to make sure that they're not going to just kill each other all the time. And, Twitter is starting to show these to the world, and people are like, oh my god, this is how it is. That's how it's always been. And here's the thing, when I try to join a gaming guild, I have a different type of personality than the people that they're used to, because here's the thing, right? Like I'm a ghetto, low-down brother, and they are an upstanding, high society person. Most of the time, that's just how it is. And over time, I get viewed as a lesser creature, and because I get viewed as a lesser creature, people start treating me as such. So, let's say I joined a World of Warcraft guild, and I win a roll for a dagger. Yay, that means I get the dagger. Oops, the guy that was AFK the entire night, that's the cousin's half-sister's brother's boyfriend, who is a sword rogue, got the dagger. And then when I raise hell about it, how dare I speak against the guild? The guild in question was never, one to dish out loot. It was always fair rolls. But for some reason, when I roll and win, I don't get treated the same way everyone else gets treated. I get treated like a creature, like a little animal, like a savage, like a beast. Alright? And so that's not fair to me. And so, of course, I speak out about it because why the hell wouldn't you? And then that gets me guild kicked, and then the entire time I was in that guild was a huge waste, and this just repeats infinitely in every guild I'm ever in. And let me tell you, like in World of Warcraft Classic, I actually achieved the second highest gear score for Horde rogues in the world for a period. And I was in a DKP guild, which means I would earn points and then spend the points to get gear. And guess what? Once I got geared, here's the thing. When I was in that guild, I was everyone's best friend. I always socialized with every single person. I was always nice to them. I helped them out with everything they needed and never asked for anything in return. Hey, it sounds like me in real life. A fucking doormat. A fucking boring asshole. Well, not an asshole, but a boring, nice guy that everyone can use and abuse to further their virtual greed. So, after I got my full gear, I decided to be a little bit more myself, share things that I enjoy. I shared with this particular guild that I enjoyed pineapple on pizza, because I think the sweet is very good with the savory, and guess what? The guild leader, he was a pizza snob. He was from Chicago, which apparently in America is a pizza capital or something. I don't know, but the guy was super obsessed with pizza, and because I liked a pizza he did not like, we could no longer be friends. So he found every excuse to just get rid of me. And I did some other things too, like I did PvP on a PvP server. The server was Scarum, and the thing with Scarum is that there was so much PvP that the Alliance were leaving in masses, right? So I would PvP every chance I got, in which case, the way the world is now, everyone has Discord, so these Alliance characters, because I was Horde, would go online on Discord and cry to my guildmaster that I'm killing and ganking them. Oh no, boo-hoo. And he, at first was like, it's a PvP game, you're free to PvP. And then it turned into, you're making the guild look bad. I'm like, who gives a shit if the guild looks bad to fucking Alliance? The Alliance are the bad guys. They are the enemies. Who cares? Right? And it doesn't matter all the favors that I did. I showed up early to every event. I was never late. I parsed correctly in every raid. I even re-rolled a healer to cover someone else who was the guild master's best friend's cousin, etc. because they didn't want to heal anymore and they wanted to be rogue. And I was like, absolutely. We will switch roles and I will do that. Even though I didn't want to be a healer, I didn't give a shit about healing. I was still more than happy to help them out because I thought we were friends. And guess what? 3 days later, kicked from the guild, completely disowned. So I put a spy in their Discord, obviously, just a random literal who account, and all the shit talk that they talked about me. Guess what? They didn't view me as a friend. They never viewed me as a friend. They simply viewed me as means to an end. My YouTube channel was their recruitment tool. My existence was, oh, we have an E-celeb in the guild. That boosts our reputation. Oh, he's really good at his rogue class, and he's geared up, and he always gives out free potions to everybody, and, always comes with world buffs. He's such a good guy, but he posts on 4chan, and we don't like 4chaners, so he's bad. Or, oh, he's a no-coiner. He doesn't do crypto, and we do crypto, so we hate him because of that. Or, we make 100,000 a year, and he barely makes 17,000 a year. He's poor, he's dirty, he's gross. We don't like him. And this is my experience with every single guild my entire life. And I even tried joining guilds that were known to have bad reputations, guilds that are famous for upsetting senators, guilds that are they're famous for funeral bombing and planetside. And guess what? It's filled with the same people. Oh, this guy owns a vineyard. Oh, this guy owns 500,000 in crypto. He's an investor. This guy owns several security businesses. Guess what? No one wants a retail wagey that his entire life's work is just him working at a retail store making 17,000 a year. Haha. They view me as a lesser creature. They don't treat me the same or as fairly as they would someone in their niche. Basically, I am an untouchable. If you consider the caste system in India, that's what it's like for me when I join guilds. And I've tried being not SwoleBenji, just like I have multiple accounts on Albion. I will take a random account. I will even use a voice changer, or I'll slightly change my voice. Hey guys, I'm here for the CTA. Cool, I got my tank set ready. Hopefully that doesn't dox one of my characters who is in a big high profile guild, but. As long as I pretend and have a story, here's the thing, I've done so much social engineering, right? That character that I just showed you, with that voice, that guy, he owns a car dealership, and, oh, well, that might blow my cover now, but, that guy earns well over 300,000 a year, and he is treated with absolute, he is treated like a king in those guilds. I do the same thing. I'm still nice to people. I still, do all the stuff I'm supposed to do. But because my real life, quote unquote, is successful, then those guys will dick ride me even if I make mistakes and so on and so forth. But when I join the same guild on another character, it's like, hey guys, so I'm here. I got my raid set. I got my bomb set. Let's go, dudes. And yes, that's the voice that I use. and that guy, who, he is a drug user. He works at Taco Bell, and he's got several criminal charges. So that character that I play, also in the same guild, mind you, same guild, gets treated like absolute ass. Absolute freaking ass, even though he does the exact same things as the other guy. Has the same, still shows up on time, etc., etc. It is maddening. It is ridiculous. And here's the thing, right? It's every single guild. And so over the years, I have developed a strategy because, at this point, I have to make my own guild. I can't just simply join someone else's guild and fit in and be best friends with everyone and have a good time, because eventually I will just be treated like a creature. That is just simply how it is. So when I make a guild, I have to prevent the same types of people from swarming in and taking over and forming their own cliques and the same shit happening, okay? It happened in New World, it happened in Star Citizen, it's happened in this game, it's happened in World of Warcraft, it's happened in every freaking game. StarCraft, Diablo, Diablo 3, Diablo 2, Diablo 1, Ultima Online, EverQuest, every, Night Online. Does anyone remember Night Online? Every single freaking game I have ever played, I have been treated as a lesser creature unless I put on a complete fake facade and fake real-life infos, okay? I remember being 12 years old and being treated like absolute crap, but also just changing my name and coming right back to the same guild, slightly altering my voice, which voice chat wasn't a big thing back in that day, by the way. I think we had maybe Ventrilo or something, or ICQ, AOL Instant Messenger. But I would alter my voice, and I would tell people I was 23 years old and in college for, mathematics or whatever. Just some bullshit that I can make up as a legit 12-year-old. And it worked. It got me friends. Everyone loved me. Everyone wanted to be around me. But do you know how soul-crushing it is to pretend to be someone that you're not on the internet? It is absolutely... it destroys your mentality. I want people to like me for who I am and not what I pretend to be. And guilds don't let me do that, okay? I want to be in a guild for the friendship, the camaraderie, and the memory making. But everyone else wants to be in guilds as a co-worker, as a wagey. They want to be a cog in a machine that slays the dragon every week and gets the looties that they're going to forget about in a year or two when the next big game comes out and the next thing that they want to consume. Whereas I want to make lifelong friends that I can hang out with and play video games with and be happy with for the rest of my life. I want to be like these literal Who Twitch streamers that I see that they have 10 viewers, but every single day they log into a shooting game or Rust, or they log into Albion Online, and they just immediately snap their fucking fingers, and they get 10 friends, and they go have a big freaking fun good time. I don't get to have that, because I'm not a rich white kid in a freaking housed community that grew up going to a decent school and raised by people that own businesses. I grew up in a freaking trailer park and hotels, in one of the worst crime areas ever that's super completely dangerous, and can't even form sentences correctly. But you get the point. I don't fit into guilds. Guilds don't allow me to fit in unless I completely pretend to be someone else that I'm not, and that destroys my psyche. It is draining emotionally, mentally, even physically, to have to wake up in the middle of the day to attend the raid or the CTA or whatever the fuck. It sucks. It's awful. I won't do it. I refuse to do it. I'm not going to do it anymore. And my creations on YouTube and my videos will reflect this mentality. It will reflect my experiences. Because if I could go back in freaking time and tell 6-year-old me that this is how it's going to be when I play these online games, I could save myself so much heartbreak, so much mental pain from being rejected and losing what I thought were actual friends. Like the people I played Star Citizen with, I thought they were my actual friends. For 11 months, I thought I actually had friends and was going to live this cool life online where I would get to play and do stupid shit in the game, like set my character out in the cold, freezing weather while they muled drug boxes on their spaceship for 3 hours at a time and scream at each other constantly that they're not being fast or efficient at it. And then when the game bugs out and their ship explodes and their 3 hours are completely wasted and they get no money from those drug boxes, they all scream and holler at each other. Okay? Whereas I'm over here, I'm just laughing. I'm like, well, that was a waste of 3 hours. And they're like, oh my god, yeah, we just wasted 3. Like, yeah, it's okay to be frustrated at the game, but, you know, it would be more fun to just pal around and do fun shit and make dumb memories rather than try to play the game and make virtual currency in a game that doesn't fucking matter. Anyway, rant over. I know, like I said, it's a long one. This scene here was a Reddit post where someone said that one of my videos had a chapter called The Contagion Effect of Regional Bank Collapse. And I checked that video. I checked that exact video that person referenced, and that is not the case. That is them who has some sort of browser add-on or virus that is giving them it's like some sort of crypto virus. I don't know what it is, but my video chapters don't ever say that. And I've never talked about bank collapse in any of my videos. I don't give a shit. I'm poor. He goes on to rant, why do I inject my personal experiences, stories, and what I find interesting in my videos? Well, like I said, like I've always said, the videos are for me. They're for a future version of me because I have no friends and family. I just watch my own videos for my own amusement, and there you go. It's like I'm having a conversation with my future self. Also, the only few websites that I do go to are like 4chan's poll board, which, you know, it's just, it's funny to me. I don't take it seriously. I don't make enough money to give a shit about politics. The only reason I talk about it is because it pisses off Redditors, which I find amusing. It pisses off people that take that shit seriously. Like, in my true thoughts are, it doesn't matter who you vote for. The people in power will always be in power, and that will never change. And and I just find the entire thing funny as hell, and you could piss off more Redditors by being for Trump than you could for Hillary or Biden or whoever, right? So for me to min-max my trolling potential and get more threads and videos just like this one made about me, then I have to do what I do for my own amusement, which is, you know, speak politics. But let me show you an example of just some of the stuff that I do for people that don't quite realize what's going on. So I'm going to ask you a hypothetical question, and then I will show you how we can turn it into politicalness. So let me introduce you to a very fun troll that I did in New World, and this is the Magic Genie question. This is just one of many. I'm going to show you how this turns into a troll, and because what you do is you hook the people in the English chat. Like right now, I could ask this in English chat if I wasn't perma-muted, and I would get people that would answer it, and then I would be able to flip it around to piss them off if I knew a little bit more about them. So let's get with the question here. A magic genie will teleport you to one of 5 countries of your choosing. You will inherit the language and live a comfy life there. What are your 5 choices? The genie will pick one at random. And let me edit this just a little bit about the comfy life thing. Like, obviously, if you choose, like North Korea, you're not going to live a comfy life. You'll inherit the language, whatever. We'll just keep it at that, okay? So that's the troll question, and so people will answer this. I'll even answer it. And so here are my answers, and these answers will most likely coincide with most other people's answers. United States, Japan, Finland, New Zealand, and Canada. These are all mostly peaceful first world nations with rich cultures, good food, a good economy, good music, people, and so on and so forth. If I could personally choose, I would choose New Zealand because it's the least likely to be nuked in warfare. Finland, maybe a second, Japan third. Here's the thing though, like, unless I get turned into a Japanese person, it wouldn't work out because they really hate foreigners there. But you get the point, right? Most people will answer something similar to this, and this is how you turn it into a troll. You then follow up with the next question of, let's give the example of the guild leader who is super, you know, like touchy about pizza toppings, and we will say, do you think that someone who likes pineapple on pizza would also have similar answers? And this breaks the NPC mind. This shatters their worldview. This turns them into absolute anger. And you could rephrase this in any way that you want. Do you think that a Nazi would pick similar choices? Do you think that a right-winger would choose similar choices? Do you think that a serial killer would make similar choices? and you'll get, you just have to kind of, it's a way to troll the chat. Like, if the chat is talking politics, this is how you inject politics into it. And you could do this infinitely with many different questions. They will hook the person into wanting to answer something fun and quirky, and then you turn it into politics, and it just makes them super pissed off. It's really funny to do. No one wants to collab with me because people like Coco don't allow it. When I used to hang out with Equart for years in his streams and stuff, and he was totally fine with it, but one day Coco just got pissed off and started dropping docs and DMs to Equart, and then Equart's like, well, I can't be your friend anymore, sorry. And then Equart pretended to ban me from his stream to appease Coco, who is dick riding SBI, which I'm not banned from Equart's stream. I chose to stop participating because it's basically what happens in this situation is that Coco is one of the cool kids. He's one of the jocks of the school. He's the teacher's pet. The whole school loves him. He's the popular kid, and I'm the edgy, weird kid that wears the trench coat that sits by himself at the lunch table at school. And once he learned, Equart becoming a Twitch streamer instead of a YouTube streamer, well, they want him in the fold, right? Because the more people in their clique, the more people in their little gang, the better. And with me in there, they're like, well, we can't have this weird kid. We got to get rid of him somehow. So, of course, they just constantly DM and spam until it's like he has to make a choice. Friendship or his career. And, the way Equart lives and where he's at in the world, he obviously needs the money more than some goofy asshole person that might not be around in the next 10 years. So he made, a choice for his career and not so much, for his social, standing. Plus, it's basically a him or me situation. It's either Coco or SwoleBenji. And if Coco's going to give 1 billion silver to Equart, as a haha, lamau, credit card swipe, whatever, then why would they choose me anyway? It's just the economic choice to make. It happens, I understand, and it sucks, but that's just how it is. So no one wants to collab with me because, well, it's a risk to their business. They don't see, for me, I don't see YouTube as a business. I don't see Albion Online as a career. This is just a game I play for fun, and in 5 years from now, I'll be playing some other fucking game. And then 5 years from there, I'll be playing some other game. And hopefully I make some friends along the way, some based and red-pilled friends. But if I don't, that's okay, that's fine, because I'm not going to sacrifice my morals and my principles to bend the knee and make people like me that I don't. It doesn't matter if people like me or not. That's it only matters if the right people like me. And a lot of people don't understand this, especially when it comes to girls. Here's the thing, right? Growing up in school, you probably had a crush on a girl at some point in your class. Maybe she was really pretty, or she was really bitchy and mean to you, and you couldn't get her out of your mind. Or she liked video games, and hey, you like video games, right? There's a whole bunch of reasons why you would crush on someone. But let's say you dump your feelings onto them, and you tell them how you feel, and they go, ew, never. Well, here's the thing. When you have the right mental state of mind, you're like, okay, so I don't want to be with someone that thinks of me like that, because that would be a waste of my time, right? But for most people, they're like, oh my god, that girl doesn't like me. Oh, she's so pretty. I'll never have a girlfriend as pretty as her. Wah! Right? And that is the wrong way to think. And you should think the same way with friends, okay? I would totally be fine being Equart and Coco and Mogdun and even Sand Media. I would be totally fine being their friends. But if they don't feel the same way about me, it's their loss. And in the case of this YouTuber, the Sand Media guy, here's how it works. I browsed Twitch looking for friends, and he had 1 single-digit viewers, okay? Maybe 6 people watching or something. I noticed he had a Horde flag on the back of his wall. I like to play Horde. I'm for the Horde. He's for the Horde. He speaks English. He's a charismatic guy. He might be a cool dude to become friends with. So I go into his stream, not as SwoleBenji, because using the name SwoleBenji can cause issues, right? I need to vet someone before I know if they like me or not. And you could say, well, this is kind of scummy, but this is the same thing that you would do at school when you send your best friend to go talk to your crush and see what they think about you rather than confronting them face to face, because they might not be honest with you if you're face to face, but if you have someone else do it, they might be a little more open about their feelings. So obviously, I go on an alt account and I ask him, what does he think about SwoleBenji, which is obviously me, and most Albion players know who I am because I am famous in this game. And so he immediately goes into the Yellow Zone Warrior trope that Reddit loves to, parade around. And I get it. I don't go to Black Zones often because there's no real point to. But essentially what I got was a negative response from him. He didn't seem interested. He wasn't like, oh, SwoleBenji's a cool guy. I like his videos. He's funny. And, I like his political takes or whatever. That's the dream, right? I go into someone's stream and they agree with all the shit that I say. They're basically a clone of me, but that usually doesn't happen. Usually I go into streams and people say, oh, he's a right-winger. He's a neo-Nazi. He is, et cetera, right? He's a 4chan troll. Oh, I hate that guy. He's awful. He doesn't leave the Yellow Zone. That's usually the response I get. So I noticed that this streamer in particular was in the Yellow Zone, and I was like, I got a few minutes to spare. Let's kill him. And so I chase him down, and I down him for 3 minutes. I don't camp him or anything, because he does go into the mists. I would have camped him, but whatever. Point being is that after that, I closed the stream and forgot about it, and went to several other streams and repeated the same process. It was not unique to him. I downed many other streamers who had single-digit viewers, and you could be like, well, how else am I supposed to make friends? I can't talk in the game, I can't talk on the Discord, or the forums, or the Reddit. So the only way to do it is through streams. So I always search streams with single digits, and I always ask them about, well, what do they think about SwoleBenji? And I do this in the bigger streams. Like, I can go to the bigger streamers with, those AFK viewers that don't really matter, that are inorganic. And they will all hate on me constantly, forever. And it's very rare that when I find a YouTuber or a streamer who has similar ideologies to me, who has similar feelings that I have, and when I do, it's like, oh man, this guy is so fucking awesome, I gotta help him out however I can. I'll give them shoutouts to their channels, I will shout out their streams. Let me tell you another random story, unrelated. There was a YouTuber, he's already quit, he only lasted like 3 months. His name was Acidic Flame, and I was randomly browsing streams on YouTube, and this guy was streaming Albion to like 2 people. Okay, which is probably just him and his cell phone or something, right? And so I was like, okay, this guy, he speaks clear English, and his content's not completely terrible, so let's give him the old SwoleBenji boost. So I go through my social medias, I'm like, hey, check this guy out, give him a watch, let's see how many viewers we can get, and I think we got him over like 115 viewers. And he was freaking out. He was like, oh my god, wow, what happened here? And then I left a comment with just a smiley face on one of his random videos, and then he sussed it out pretty quick that I was the guy that gave him the little viewer bump. And what would happen a week later? He makes a video on me saying that my content sucks and that the way I do YouTube is awful and that he hates me, essentially. It's like, what the fuck? I was being a nice guy to you, and this is how you treat me. And that's another reason why I don't want to be nice on the internet to people. Generally, I don't like, if I'm trying to be someone's friend, I'm not going to be a jerk to them, I'm not going to troll them, I'm not going to grief them in Minecraft or kick down their sandcastle. Obviously not. But if I get any slight hint that they are on the wrong think side, they are on the side of anti-Benji, anti-establishment, etc., you get the point. Then it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to play the game and enjoy myself at their expense. And that's just how it is. So now you're talking about the spy accounts in Discord, which I used to do. I don't do anymore because I don't have I have a static IP. I can't change my IP address, and the way Discord works is you need a new IP address and a new account for every time you get banned. And if you switch multiple accounts, it starts demanding phone numbers, which I don't own a phone, so I can't do the Discord spy shit anymore. But when I did, I found so much ridiculous, crazy shit. Like, Levy was one of my biggest haters. He's long since quit YouTube, but whatever. The point is that he would rally his people in his Discord to try to, quote-unquote, ruin my life. He would post my docs on Kiwi farms. He would make little private videos where he would say that I'm using a voice changer if my girlfriend voiced a video. This dude was a massive hater, all because I taught people to avoid the Black Zone, where him and his 10-man crew would sit at the, faction gates or whatever, the realm gates and gank people. And he, yeah, I cut into his profit, so he's trying to cut into my real life profit. It's so fucked up. But the point is that out of like, because I wanted to see, who could I collab with? Who could I be friends with? And the only person that didn't talk shit at first was Jimbinator, but then eventually his leftist community turned him against me, and then we all know what happens after that, hopefully. If you don't, I'm not going to talk about it on the video, but other than that was Big Lips McGee. That's the only 2 people ever that didn't talk shit, And yeah, there was eCourt, but he didn't have a Discord community. He just had like maybe 5 people in his server or whatever, and there was never anything really discussed about it. But everybody else, all of them, talked massive shit about me. And why would I want to try to be friends or, you know, just try to be colleagues with people that don't like me, who have never spoken with me, who have never played with me? They only judge me based on what they see from other people saying or from Reddit posts. From, like I said, a lot of these Reddit posts are people that used to be in my community and they got kicked out for being weirdos that are obsessed with going to furry conventions and smelling diapers. I'm not making this up. I gotta say, my trolling videos are my favorite videos, and they would be the only videos that I would ever make on this channel if I had some way to sustain my life. If I could pay bills and eat food and live in a mostly crime-free area in real life, I wouldn't even make video game tutorials. I would just make trolling videos like the ones on screen, because they are the most fun to make, and they are the things that I want to remember 10 years later. Now, here you're saying that I deleted a Lost Ark video. That was not the case. A random Redditor said I deleted Lost Ark videos. I have never deleted any videos on my channel except 2 that Sandbox Interactive basically forced me to delete. We'll just leave it there. I don't want to talk about that too much, but SBI was like, hey, you can't make that video about our game. I'm like, okay, I'll delete it, whatever. Here you go. And, you know, they were happy, and I was like, whatever. It didn't get any views anyway, so who cares? But I have never deleted any of my Lost Ark videos. And also, this post here is not even about me. It's about some guy named Slayers with 2 S's. That's not me. I think maybe one of my videos is mentioned in this thread. This is on the Lost Ark forums, which I think they got rid of the forums. I don't really know because I don't play Lost Ark. It's bot infested anyway, but I have never deleted a video from Lost Ark. Also, this Rocks guy, like, I've actually thought about reinstalling Lost Ark just to try to get perma-banned, but every time it's just like a 1 or a 2 week ban for AFKing in raid dungeons. Who gives a shit, right? It's funny for a while, but that Reddit, that's like a troll trophy for me. Someone who got mad that I was AFKing in dungeons made a Reddit thread. It got like 5,600 upvotes, which is huge for Reddit. It made the front page of Reddit. Have you made the front page of Reddit for anything? Has anyone in the Albion community ever made the front page of Reddit? I don't think so. And you'd be like, well, but it's bad. No, it's not. It's funny. It's memorable. I AFK'd a dungeon and people got butthurt about it. That's amazing to me that I could piss people off so much over fucking video game pixels. Alright, now you're pulling a page out of Pokimane and Amaranth, basically female trait, is you make a big hate video, then at the end you're like, nah, he's cool, man, I like him, bro, he's really nice. It's the way that girls catfight. They talk a bunch of shit about each other, and then towards the end, they wrap it all up with, oh, but it's smart. You know, it's smart what they did, haha, lol, XD. It's, yeah, okay, whatever, dude. And it's not like you need me or a reply video or anything. Anyway, I'm just bored as fuck and have nothing else to do today. But you've already got your click. You've got Mog done, and he's got the whole, you know, inner circle now. You know, he's in there with them. So have fun. Y'all go play nice in the mists or the red zone, the black zone, whatever. And I'll just be over here in my corner with my trench coat. You know, just scrolling through whatever it is that edgy people scrolled through. When I went to school, people weren't allowed to have phones, and they had flip phones, whatever. I don't know. So I think you're trying to dog me by showing Diablo 4 videos and how the view counts are kind of shitty, but if you actually look at my view counts on the Diablo 4 videos, they're pretty damn good compared to Albion, right? Here we go, Albion, 11k views, right? Here's 34k on that one, 47k, you know, 8K, 6K, oh wait, those are Albion vids. 23K, you know, what is that? 7K, 7K. Yeah, some of the videos bombed, whatever, that happens with the search algorithm system. 17K there, 21K, 18K. And, you know, these are all right. These aren't bad. And let me give you a little YouTube tipperino here, okay? I'm using vidIQ for this, and no affiliation, no sponsor. But if I type Diablo 4, you can see that it has a monthly search count of 26.4 million searches. But if I search for Albion online, it only has, oh wow, that dropped. Oh man, that used to be 1 million. Now it's only 757,000. That sucks. That's pretty shitty. So what this means is that I have, compared to Diablo 4, 26 times more audience. That means more subscribers, more views, and instead of eating rice and beans, I could maybe go back to eating rotisserie chickens, which I got to at one point, but people started dropping the memberships because they do the membership once, and then they leave. And for those that don't know what I'm talking about, you can become a channel member. That's right. I don't have any stupid shills or products that I'm trying to sell you other than myself. So right down here, there is a join button. Go ahead and click that. It's $5 a month. It'll give you access to private, more personal videos, which will teach you how to make money. Coming up in July is a huge money-making opportunity for Albion. You don't want to miss it because it is Albion's anniversary. It is a fame week, and there are lots of things that are going to happen with the market during that week, and I have it all ready for you so that you can maximize your profits. So become a channel member today. Earn yourself some silver legitimately. And it also supports me, allows me to eat better food than beans and rice. Thank you so much for that. Back to the video. Alright, so let's go over his comment section, which I feel kind of bad because I don't really read my own comment sections on videos most of the time. But this one says, he kind of likes my content, but I use 8.3 and 8.4 in Yellow Zone. Why the fuck wouldn't you use 8.3 and 8.4 in Yellow Zone? You cannot lose gear in the Yellow Zone, so it makes the most sense to use the most powerful gear possible in a zone where there is no risk of it being lost. How hard is this of a concept to understand? Nerdist Ray says, I'm surprised SwoleBenji hasn't commented here, and I did leave a comment, but it was a reply to a comment about someone being concerned that I would strike the video down. I don't do that, by the way. And then GG Mode here says, let's see, content creator on the internet needs a unique persona. Exactly, that makes it fun and interesting. I came into this channel, the entire point of the SwoleBenji channel was to be a villain, and I think I played it pretty well, whereas in real life, I'm just a normal yes-man, happy-go-lucky dude who agrees with everyone and I'm just a normal bloke, right? But that's boring. That's absolutely boring. If people wanted to watch me be a normal guy, I don't think anyone would really give a shit. But I give them a reason to give a shit or even to hate. And it's okay to hate, by the way. So let's see, what else do we have here? So interesting comment here. He brings up Ecor, Coco, Factura, IOWF. Is that how you say that name? And here's the thing about Albion. I've told this many times. When I played Albion, I never gave a shit about the PvP. It's MOBA controls. It's like min-maxy, super grindy. It's also, what is it? Damn it, what's the game engine that this runs on? I forget right now. But it's a crappy game engine. There's better PvP in other games, right? But what I did care about was the crop growing, the farming, and the gathering. That's why I originally played this game, so that I would just have a silly little free game that I could play and chop down trees, and I could take those chopped down trees and spend and make money in the game, and then spend that money on killing other players if I got bored enough of chopping trees, which was the entire point of the game for me. So the entire point of the game to these other channels is the PvP. It is they run into a dungeon with 6 guys and they kill all of them and get all the loot, even though when you look at their murder ledgers, they die more than they kill. And I'm not saying that about Equart or anybody. I'm just saying most of the time that's the case. And you could even look at my look at my PvP actions. Wow, I killed this dude with my cursed staff, and 3 people helped me kill him, or 2 people helped me kill this guy. But when I look at my stats, who gives a shit, right? A claw guy ganked me. Oh boy, a claw guy who was way higher geared than me. This guy almost died. I almost got him, by the way. And I'm in a cheap-ass set that's worth like 30k. His set's worth several 100k, and that's part of the fun, too, for me at least, is always getting the advantage. Is if someone kills you, well, I didn't lose much, and if you kill someone else, well, they just lost millions. I have a video where I have 8,000 silver in gear using a mule in flat 4, and I run around the mist, and I kill people worth millions. Because I'm just finishing them off. I'm not legitimately 1v1ing them 100 to 0, of course. And that's part of the fun, is just the fact that that guy probably got super pissed that he died to a flat 4 shitter like myself. Here we go. Swole is a solo player, which makes him one of the few good solo content players. He is entertaining, and that's why he is so watched. Here's the thing. I'm not a solo player by choice. I'm a solo player by, I don't know, just people don't really want me around. And I've tried to do group content. There's very few Twitch streamers that actually accept me in and will let me on their servers and hang out in Discord and voice chat and gank with them in red zones. And it destroys me mentally because, the other people that they also surround themselves with treat the game like a fucking job, right? We're out, we're red zone ganking, And, you know, I'm bringing a shitty item set because I'm just fucking around. So I'll bring, like, I don't know, what is that? That healing staff that makes you float? Blight staff. I have one, so there it is. I'll bring, like, a flat 4 Blight staff. And they're you know, they have low rep because the red zone gankers. And they will ride into, you know, one of the statics to farm the statics. And so I'm like, okay, I'll bring a Blight staff, and I will AoE heal everyone. So I start AoE healing everyone, and what do I get? I get some guy that's like, oh, SwoleBenji, you are giving us healing sickness! Ho! And it's like, so? There's 0 gankers on the map, we're in no danger, you're fully healed, who cares if you get healing sickness when I'm topping you off anyway and keeping you alive? I'm like, no, you bring 6.3 heal staff and you put spec on it or you no heal at all. And I'm like, no. I'm just like, no. I'm causing no problems and you're being fucking picky and you're raising a big fucking fuss about something that is not an issue just because you have some weird, you know, mental blockade about flat 4 healing weapons or whatever the fuck, okay? And so that kind of shit drains me mentally. It makes me not want to do group content, and I'm just like, you know what, fuck it, and I just leave. And they can go play with someone that wants to be their little heal slave, right? I was being nice bringing a blight staff. I could have brought a physical weapon or something, right? I could have just sat around and leveled up some shitter weapon. But I wanted to be a cool guy and keep them healed up just in case something happened. Not that they really needed heals anyway, because they're just, you know, there's like 10 of us and we're blowing up the static regardless. But the whole point is that, you know, to yell at me and just like, I'm talking screaming at the top of their lungs over some meaningless bullshit in a pixel fucking video game that won't matter in 10 years. That's the kind of shit that keeps me a fucking solo player, because I'm not gonna put up with someone's bullshit like that. Like, who the fuck are they to talk to me like that, for one? But, you know, I wasn't there. I was there to have fun and make memories and to just pal around, not to take the game super ultra fucking serious hardcore mode style, right? And, whatever, the rant's over. Here we have Simber Streams. What's up with these numbers next to people's names? That wasn't always there before. That's something new that YouTube's doing. But it's like, I saw that he killed you in a yellow zone. Not cool, bro, not cool. It's a yellow zone. It's part of the game. He knew what he was getting into when he entered the yellow zone. And Wayne Ogle here, you know, he's actually one of my top commenters, by the way. Very cool guy. And see, he says, yeah, the game is designed so people can be knocked down in yellow zone. Otherwise, it's just a free upgrade from blue zone, which is true. I'm not going to read the whole comment, but I really like comments like this. It makes me smile. It's like, oh, well, he really did appreciate my content, and I'm glad I can help you, and thank you so much, even though it's on someone else's video. I think Food Hoarder kind of gets it here. With his comments. Now, here's the thing. Like, trolling in video games is hilarious. Now, this is a symptom of sadism, where you enjoy the suffering of others, but it's better that it happens in a video game than, of course, real life. And yes, kicking over someone's sandcastle in Gmod is hilarious. Kicking over someone's sandcastle in real life that they spent hours to make, while it is funny, you still feel bad about it. But because it's a video game, you don't feel bad, so it's a win-win. Whereas, SwoleBenji makes it to the point where he makes sure you can't even stand him. Now, here's the thing about that. That is true if I have labeled you as a hater. Whereas if I think you are part of the friend, like if I consider you a friend or family, absolutely not. You know, but for instance, Food Hoarder here, let's say I decide that he's a bad guy. He's an enemy. I want to troll him. Well, he's got a picture of like a dog eating a papaya, I think that is. And so I would make fun of the fact that, well, I would probably do the troll where I talk about how I don't believe pets or animals should be pets, that they should be free, and that you are bad for having a pet. Or I could talk about how if this is a pit bull, that pit bulls are very violent breeds of dogs and blah, 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 and hit him with the pit bull's biting statistics. Not that I care, but it would, if he was a pit bull owner or a pet owner, it would upset him in some way, and then he would get the point that we are not friends, and he would move on. But if not, you know, I would just talk about him hoarding food. You know, oh, I hoard beans and rice. What food do you hoard? Oh, he cans tomatoes or something. That's really cool. I want to learn how to can tomatoes too. Your wish is granted, Mark Mops 4114. Maybe he could read my comment here. There you go. I read your comment. I have never once made a video targeted towards newbies telling them to ever use a satchel. I have always told in my newbie videos to never use the satchel because it's insanely expensive, and you shouldn't even be using a satchel until you have about 3 months of playtime, and islands, and crafting, and farming alts, and high-level gathering and lots of expendable income. Absolutely, you should never use a satchel until you have met those breakpoints. Anyway, I just want to say, pulling a page from Amaranth and Pokimane here. Hey, man, congrats on the 53,000 monthly views, dog. You got this. But hey, you chose your camp, right? You chose, to go sit at that lunch table. I'll go sit over here at my own lunch table. I'll build my own damn lunch table, and I'll have all the edgiest goth kids that play D&D and listen to heavy metal music over in my crowd, and you guys listening, to... I don't know what kids listen to in school. I wasn't a music person, but you get the point, right? Is I'm sitting at my lunch table, you're sitting at yours, and every once in a while, your table will throw wads of paper or hamburgers at my table, and I just kind of shrug it off because who gives a shit about the jock kids or the rich preppy kids or the band kids. I'm cool. I'm totally cool with hanging out with my own brand of lads. And speaking of, why don't we do a little experiment and see who gets the bigger bump? All right, so there is an MMORPG channel that covers most all MMOs, and the content is very highly well edited. It is masterfully presented. Let me introduce to you, I've shouted this channel out before, Rose. This is youtube.com, Rose MMO, Rose with a Z. He's going to be making an Albion Online video probably in the next couple of days. Don't quote me on that. It takes a very long time to edit the video style that he does. And so go right now, go subscribe to Rose, because his Albion video is going to be an absolute banger. It's going to be unlike anything the entire community has ever seen before. And hopefully he doesn't trash me in it, but I don't think he will. And if you're wondering what is his content like, well, it's very similar to a very popular YouTuber called Szeth Tzinach. I don't know if I'm saying that name right. The editing style is almost the same, sort of, but it's also a mix of what is it? General Sam, if you know who that is. I'm not going to show General Sam. Also, I'm not subscribed to Seth because he supports furries. Just in case you're wondering, that's why I don't sub to him. But I still watch his videos, as you can see. Whatever, he just doesn't get the sub anymore. But with that said, go sub to Rose. He's got a freaking banger video coming out soon. And for everyone else that also maybe wants to be a YouTuber or streamer or whatever, and you want to side with SwoleBenji of... I don't know, I'm still learning the Game of Thrones shit. But if you want to be with SwoleBenji, okay, let me know, and I'll teach you all there is to know about YouTube, and you can get way more views than 53,000 a month. It's super easy with way less editing and way less work. I mean, congrats on editing a video for 6 days, bro. It really got you far there. With that said, yeah, I'm a bit of a jerk in this video, but fuck it, okay? If people are going to be jerks to me, I'll be jerks back. And make sure you're subscribed to me, because I will continue to make Albion videos, even though there isn't shit to do right now. There's, I'm sitting on 121 million combat fame credits. That'll let me max out several weapon lines to make videos about. I'm waiting for the bots to get banned. There's that. There's the anniversary coming up in July. That's a fame week. Something to do there. Maybe I can get some friends and do some red zone ganks and actually do black zone content for once. If you want to fund my videos by giving me in-game silver to do black zone content, please let me know in the comments. Join my Discord. Freaking subscribe. I read every comment because I obviously have no life. With that said, too, on the right side of your screen is a video you should absolutely click, and if you do click it, the next time you open a chest, you will get 2 million worth of loot. Guaranteed.